Homer versus Patty and Selma is one of the episodes of The Simpsons where watching it, I really thoroughly enjoyed it. But then when I sit down to reflect on it, there's not really anything specific that jumps out at me as being particularly funny or entertaining. It's just from start to finish a pleasant watch. Bart's narrative in this I thought was pretty good. I'll talk about that in a moment. But the overarching narrative is fun and thought provoking, but maybe not my favourite. Homer vs. Patty and Selma is the 17th episode of the 6th season, directed by Mark Kirkland, and it aired in 1995. And Homer needs to get his hands on some money pretty quickly, and he does the one thing he never wanted to do. He goes groveling to Patty and Selma, and they lend Homer the money, but Marge isn't allowed to know about this. So Patty and Selma have Homer very much in the palm of their hands, and they go around and make snide remarks about him in front of Marge, knowing that Homer can't say anything, otherwise they will reveal that he borrowed money from them, and they take great advantage of this. And they do and say some pretty horrible things about and towards Homer, which is not that nice to watch. It's interesting from a creative perspective to see what they would come up with, what the writers were willing to do with these characters, and how far they would push this. But when you're a fan of Homer, it's obviously not that pleasing. But I enjoyed it well enough. It worked well, the pacing was good. I was curious to see if Homer would ever tell the truth or whatever. Obviously, I'm not going to say what the outcome was, but I enjoyed it. It just wasn't that funny to me. Enjoyable, but not exactly laugh out loud. We also have a narrative running through this with Bart, where Bart ends up having to do ballet, and he realizes that actually he's pretty good at it, and there are various obstacles he has to overcome, such as the embarrassment of doing ballet, being a boy, and he's very admirable in this one. He shows great courage and confidence and skill and athletic ability, and if it encourages even just one boy watching this episode to take up ballet, I think it's done a good thing. Because I think even today, never mind 1995, there is still this stigma surrounding men who want to do ballet, and there shouldn't be, of course. But I think it's still the case, and Bart showed a great personality here. So I really liked the episode. There was nothing about it that didn't work. There's nothing specific that I would suggest changing. There's just nothing specific that stood out to me as being, particularly incredible. But nevertheless, Homer versus Patty and Selma is still a delight, and definitely one I'm always happy to watch.